Okay, so I think we've heard now lots of open science in terms of reproducibility and of software, and this is now about open data. So personal genomics, companies like 23andMe basically offer you to get your own genotyping done. And they have lots of customers. So a couple of weeks ago, they announced that they now have 1 million customers, and this data, unfortunately, is closed. So if you're a researcher, you just can't get access unless you have big money to get access to it and can pay for it. So obviously, open data would somehow be nice. And the status of open data for personal genomics, at least in 2011, when we started the project, was like this. So you could basically start Googling for personal genomes somewhere on the web, and then you would find some GitHub data on GitHub, like mine, or you would find those funny Google spreadsheets somewhere. And at the end of the day, it was still a mess, and you were very tired of just looking for it, and then you would fall asleep in the ball pit like I did. So our idea for openSNP basically was to say, okay, we make a platform where people can upload their genotype and phenotype data. People are accessible in the way you can contact them, so you can ask for more data if you would like to, and the data should be completely open. So the genotype and phenotype data and all the code is dedicated to the public domain. It's MIT license for the code, CC0 for all the data. And this is basically how it looks like now. So people publish their data, we have the SNPs on there. You can get information about what those SNPs are doing because we are mining Mendeley, the public library of science, SNPpedia, and a couple of other things. And we have those funny phenotypes, which are user created. So the users, if they want to give information about themselves, they just start entering data about themselves. It's free text, and you see it's this really, really unstructured. So it's not too useful for now, but people are willing to upload their data. And this is the first step to get people getting any data on the platform. For more structured data, we also have those funny activity trackers. Many of us are now carrying Fitbits. So if you want to give your step data, your sleep data, and your weight over time to the public domain, you can do so. And exporting the data is also pretty easy. So if you go to opensnp.org, there's a download the data button on the front page. If you click it, you will get like 12 gigabytes of data downloaded right away. So don't do it here at the conference, please. So we also have a JSON API if you want to get data out. It's implemented into our OpenSci, and we also have the distributed notation system. And yes, people are actually doing this. So right now we have like 2,000 genetic data sets and nearly 4,000 people who have registered. And the data is already used, so let's give some examples. This is an email I actually got. So after uploading my data there, some guy contacted me and said, okay, I looked into your data, and so I can see your European background, ancestry, really nice. You also have this one SNP which gives you this slightly elevated risk for this heart condition. And also, well, he did it put a bit more nicely, but he basically said, your parents aren't closely related. Good job. So another case is, I think many of you have heard about King Richard III, which was found under this car park in the UK. And of course, they also did DNA testing, and now we can see here there are 3 people on openSNP who have the same haplotype, so which are related to him somehow. So really interesting. And last but not least, which is also done with openSNP data, is of course privacy research. So people publishing their genetic data into the public domain is a tricky topic somehow, and really interesting what will happen. So these people here, what they actually did is they used the openSNP data and they used the phenotypes. So basically phenotypes which you can observe from people just on the street, like hair color and eye color. Use this to predict which genotype on openSNP belongs to this user or to this phenotype. And then of course predicted from the genotypes back all the other phenotypes which we weren't given. So basically to predict from your hair color and eye color whether you will develop Alzheimer's or not. So it doesn't work too well so far, but it's interesting to see what people are already doing with the data. And I think that's already it. So I mean, openSNP is a community project. It's run by those people here. We're doing it as a really hobby project. It's in our spare time, unfunded, so we're doing it after hours. And a special thanks goes to John Wilbanks, who supported us since the beginning, and of course, all the people who have uploaded data so far and helped us with bug fixes. Thanks a lot, and now we can go for lunch.